Hello friends, this is Wendy with Love and Stampin. I am excited to be here with you sharing the Irresistible Blooms bundle from Stampin' Up. This is a brand new bundle that became available on March 1st. This is the start of a card class. There will be 3 videos in this card class with 3 different card kits and 2 free gifts when you place a $50 online order using the host code that you just saw on your screen. And you have to do that by March 19th. Sorry. All of a sudden the date went out of my head. March 19th. So this is a brand new bundle, super cute. I have 3 really fun ideas for you. The card kits that you're going to get will include all the pieces of cardstock. They won't be cutting out this piece though, so that you understand. That's why we suggest you purchase the bundle. So you'll get the cardstock, but you won't get this piece, we won't die cut it for you, is what I'm saying. So if there are die cut pieces that you need other than the ones that come in the bundle, we will die cut those for you. Now you can see I have talking hands in this video that maybe don't match up to my voiceover here, just so you understand what's going on. I actually recorded these videos talking them out live, but then some of the information changed, and so I am now doing a voiceover of the video. So I'm going to show you how to make all 3 of these cards over the next 3 days. There will be a video today, tomorrow, and the next day. You'll have till March 19th to place your order of $50 or more using that host code that I had on the screen. The host code's linked below. The host code's over on my blog. So make sure you use the host code. It's super important for 2 reasons. 1, Stampin' Up! Will no longer allow us to add host codes. They have become pretty picky and ornery about it. 2, we don't know that you want the free card kit if you don't use the host code. So please make sure to use it. Okay, here I've stamped the splatters in Memento Tuxedo black ink, and then I'm going to die cut this image out, and then you're left with this, so that you know this die cut does not cut the circle, it just cuts it inside of another piece of cardstock. Does that make sense? So there's no blade that's like giving you a rim and you're cutting this piece out. You can just basically cut it out of a piece of cardstock. I hope that makes sense the way I'm saying it. So we're going to go ahead and use dimensionals to pop this up on a piece of Blushing Bride cardstock. And then we're going to decorate this card using lots of fun techniques. Now there is a technique that I did in this that I have regrets about the order in which I did it. And the reason for that is simply because I decided to do it after the fact. So you're going to see me do this here in a minute. And it's like, you know, what was I thinking? We'll get back to that. So for this part, I've got a piece of basic black cardstock. I'm using my embossing buddy to go over it, and then we're going to ink it up with Versamark ink and stamp our sentiment and our flower, our rose, and then we'll die cut that out. Now we're going to use gold embossing powder from Stampin' Up! To emboss this rose, and I have not used gold embossing powder on anything in a really long time, and I don't particularly know why. I just haven't. So we're going to break that out today and use that. And then we're also going to stamp a little leaf that we're going to heat emboss and die cut out. So for this card class, we are going to include 2 free gifts with the card kits. Now you're like, okay, well, what are they? Are they mystery gifts? They're going to be stamping related. They're going to associate with the card kits. The reason I'm being vague and not telling you what they are is because originally my hopes and dreams were to provide you with the frosted embellishments that were brand new, but they sold out. However, I'm hopeful that maybe they'll be back in by the time it's time for me to ship these, and I'll be able to give those to you as a free gift. If not, you're not going to be disappointed. I have to say, you know, I don't toot my horn about very many things because I am a fairly humble lady, I think. I like to think so. But one area that I feel like I can pretty strongly say I provide good customer service, and I've never had anybody be disappointed in any of my packages that they receive. I've never had a single person reach out to me and be like, this is crap. I can't believe you sent this to me. In fact, it's always the opposite. People are pleasantly delighted, they're impressed with the packaging, and they're very, very happy with what I've sent them. So please just know you're going to get 2 free gifts, 3 card kits, and a PDF going over, no PDF. There's a project sheet and these videos. So the project sheet is free on my blog for everybody. If you want to grab the project sheet and print it so that you have all the measurements for the cards that I've made, you can do that. And yeah, the package will come in the mail to you sometime at the end of March. Right now, things have been a little crazy weather-wise, and I really hesitate to make promises about shipping dates because I have to wait for Stampin' Up! To ship me stuff. And since they're in Utah, if we have more crazy weather, there could be a delay. So I'm just kind of, I'm being vague and careful about what I promise because I would rather under-promise and over-deliver than over-promise and under-deliver. Does that make sense? I've learned these lessons the hard way, friends. I've learned them the hard way. So here I'm using, this is actually Hero Art's white embossing powder. It is my favorite white embossing powder. And I just did exactly the same process using my embossing buddy from Stampin' Up! To go over that black cardstock, and then I heat embossed in white. And the only reason I don't use Stampin' Up's white embossing powder is because to me it looks a little yellow. So that could just be me. It might actually not look yellow, but it does in my head. So I choose to use Hero Art's embossing powder, white embossing powder, I should say. So here we have our little sentiment piece cut out. And often when I am creating a sentiment piece, I will stamp it and then at a later point cut it down like I did here, rather than having it be a specific size and then trying to make that work, if that makes sense. I would rather, so here is where you're going to see my blunders. Okay, do what I say, not what I do. So on this card, I decided I wanted more gold to kind of tie in the gold of the flowers and the leaf, or the flower and the leaf. So I went ahead and I brought in mistake number 1, I don't use the embossing buddy. Are any of you panicking right now? Mistake number 2, I didn't clean off my stamp. That was stupid. So now my Versamark's all dirty. And so then here I'm adding the gold embossing powder over this whole thing and just, on a wing and a prayer, because I decided I wanted gold embossing in these different areas. I should have obviously done this prior, but I didn't know I wanted it there yet, if that makes sense. So it actually ended up turning out fine. I did go over it a little bit and knock a little bit of some of the areas off that were excess, but ultimately, because you're going for like a splattered, messy look, it's okay that I've kind of got a mess here. It works. Now, obviously, I could not have done that with a sentiment. Okay, if I would have done that with a sentiment, it would have been a problem. But I could get away with it doing it with, doing it with a splatter technique. So here I'm just going to add my little pieces down. Now, when you get your card kit, you're going to get that Blushing Bride cardstock. And we cut it all down to size for you. You're going to get a scrap piece of basic black to do your sentiment and your flowers. You're going to get the basic white cardstock. You'll get the card base. You get an envelope. We always provide envelopes. And I kind of pride myself on that because I know there are some folks that do card kits that don't provide envelopes. And I just think if you're providing a card kit, you got to provide an envelope for the card to go in, right? So here we're going to layer this on a piece of basic black cardstock because why? Again, you're wanting to tie in the colors. So watch how all of this kind of just pops and comes together when you just layer this right onto black cardstock. Isn't that kind of amazing? It's really interesting how the human eye works, and what can take something from looking fairly basic to looking really beautiful. So our card base is 5.5 by 8.5, and we just scored it at 4.25. And then we're going to add this entire panel right to the front of the card base. And this card is almost finished. Now there's these beautiful embellishments that were available for like 5 minutes when they got released. And I want to provide these to you for free if they come back in stock. If they don't come back in stock in time for me to ship these card kits, then I will have to substitute with something else. It's just the way of the world. And I've got a few folks that have gotten a little salty with me about, things being out of stock and stuff. And I know it's very annoying. It annoys me. But the truth is it's not a Stampin' Up issue. It's a everybody issue. I know many card makers who use lots and lots of different products, and the running out of, product or stuff going on back order or out of stock quickly happens to every single company. I don't know of a single company that doesn't have this happen that is in the card making industry. So they're really popular, these little embellishments, for good reason, because they are beautiful. I love them. I think they're gorgeous. So I'm hoping they come back in stock so that you can get your little hands on them, and I can get my hands on them so that I can send them to you. And I'm pre-recording this video, so it's totally possible they are in stock right now when I am by the time you're seeing this video. Anyway, place a $50 online order with me. Use that host code that I shared at the beginning of the video. Please, please, please make sure to use the host code. You'll get this card kit along with the next 2 card kits that you see over the next 2 days, plus those 2 free gifts. You will not be disappointed with those gifts either. I promise you. You're going to love them. So shop with me at shoploveandstampin.com and have an amazing day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.